Released evidence of Hamas use of Shifa hospital to shield its terror complex. And Hamas uses the Qatari hospital for terror as well. Today we will also release evidence that the Indonesian hospital is being used by Hamas to hide the underground command and control center. This is an Indonesian hospital. This picture was taken in 2023. You can see the hospital structures in south of the roundabout of both sides of the road. The hospital is located in northern Gaza, between Jabalia and Bet Hanun. The construction of the hospital was funded by several NGOs from Indonesia. I will show you the reason why they built the hospital there. This picture here was taken in 2010, when the hospital was under construction. Take a look here at the area in red. They were Hamas terror outposts. Unsurprisingly, Hamas built the hospital on top of their terror infrastructures. Those outputs of Hamas had underground facilities before they started to construct the hospital, the Indonesian hospital. There are three important areas to point out. The first area is the collection of cement materials here. You can see here arches. These arches are very, very unique. It's a unique structure. It's only used for underground terror facilities for Hamas. These cement arches are not needed when building hospitals. They are used to build underground city of terror, an underground metro of tunnels. We have watched Hamas use these arches to build tunnels for many years. Instead of building homes for Gazans, he built this metro over hundreds of kilometers underneath Gazas and underneath places like hospitals and mosques. They are building underground terror infrastructures for Hamas. Here you can see the entrance to an underground tunnel. Hamas used this tunnel to access their command and control complex under the hospital. This is all satellite, and of course all these images and intelligence and more was shared with other agencies to confirm what I'm showing you now. Now let's take a look at the hospital in 2020. You can see that the cement materials, including the arches, are no longer above the ground. Done. It's all underneath the ground. This is a satellite image of the hospital complex taken after the massacre of 7th of October. I'm going to zoom in on the area here. Okay? Across the street. Only 75 meters, 80 meters to the hospital. Here, the IDF identified a launch pad, meaning they launch rockets from here. I want to repeat it. They launch rockets on Israel 75 meters from an hospital. Why? They know precisely that if Israel will airstrike a launch pad like that, the hospital would be damaged. And this was part, of course, of the outpost before, in 2010. This architecture of underground facility, including launch pads. Here you see layer by layer how Hamas systematically built the Indonesian hospital to disguise its underground terror infrastructure. And we see that they use the area around the hospital as a base for terror against Israel today. Now I want to reveal evidence that Hamas steals fuel from the Indonesian hospital. Next, we will listen to a phone call from November 2nd, with an official closely affiliated to Hamas terror organization. Let's listen.
لازم انا بحكي انه اجوا لي في اندونيسيا كان عم بيبعثوا لها بتعرف طلعوا الاعلان قبل 12 ساعه بوقفوا نزلوا الموضوع والساعات وهيك. نازلين نقصنا ولا عندهم نقص شيء. السرعة اللي عم بوصل لسه على الشفا ولا اندونيسيا ولا ناصر ولا رمديسي وصلوا من مين؟ بس المستشفيات عم بتقول لي انه عم وصلوا اياهم تعرف ناس اللي بتيجي برا عراي. السؤال في منه ولا هذا كمان لعبة اللي عم بيلعبوها ناس؟
This phone call and others can be authenticized and verified by other agencies that we send them more materials that I cannot reveal here. Agency of the United States and United Kingdom will verify these materials. This call intercept that we intercepted reveals a few things. While Hamas screamed to the world about the lack of fuel, there is no shortage of fuel in Gaza. Hamas has the fuel. It's in the hands of Hamas. The leadership and the member of Hamas are lying. Hamas has fuel. Hamas stores this fuel underneath hospitals in Gaza, the very hospital that Hamas tells the world's running out of fuel. I will now share one last audio recording with you that we intercepted. Hamas
الشمال أندية تهديدي الفكرة هذول بتنفذ بس بالميكروباص بالباقي والدباشات والسيارات عادي. الآن خلينا تقريبا 4 أيام من هذا الدكتور من خدام الاتصالات. يعني كده مش باقي صاحبه جاي امبارح صاحبه كله يتوقع البريد. بعدين بيجي حد يعني حد الغير احنا على كل يوم قد ما كده كان حلينا ان شاء الله خير. هاي مشكله.
Hamas moves fuel from the hospital to terrorists. Okay? In Jabalia. Meaning moving it from Shifa to Jabalia. From Shifa Hospital to Jabalia. The same Jabalia that Ibrahim Biari, the murderous commander, was killed. They moved fuel to Jabalia because Jabalia is a terror center. They steal the fuel from the hospital, the fuel terror infrastructure. Finally, I want you to see Hamas in their own words.
البعض يتساءل وهذا سؤال رائج وشائع يعني من قام بتشييد 500 كيلومتر من الأنفاق لماذا لم يشيد مآوي يلجأ إليها المدنيون خلال القصف؟
نحن شيدنا الأنفاق لأنه لا نملك ما ندفع به عن أنفسنا من القتل والاستهداف. هذه الأنفاق من أجل أن نحمي أنفسنا من الطائرات. نحن مقاتلين من الأنفاق. أما القطاع غزة فأنت تعلم والجميع يعلم بأنه 75% منه لاجئين، واللاجئين هو مسؤولية الأمم المتحدة في حمايتهم، مسؤولية الاحتلال في أن يقدم كل تبعا لاتفاقية جنيف الدولية أن يقدم لهم كل الخدمات وهم تحت الاحتلال.
This is Abu Marzouk, just from the 27th of October. Human shields are a key pillar of Hamas terror operators. operations. Hamas systematically exploits hospitals as a key part of its war machine. This is the murderous organization we are dealing with. Hamas doesn't even try to hide it. They say it out loud, and it's loud and clear. Here is Hamas leader Abu Marzouk a few days ago on TV interview confirming that Hamas builds tunnels in hundreds of kilometers to protect its terrorists. Who's above? The innocent civilians are above. But more than that, he admits that Hamas is not responsible for the civilians in Gaza. It's the world's problem, they say. They don't even hide the logic of using human shields as a part of their terror and war machine. Hamas is hiding behind hospitals. Hamas is sickly exploiting hospitals to disguise its war machine. Our war is with Hamas, not with the civilians of Gaza. We will not accept Hamas' cynical use of hospital to hide their terror infrastructure. I want to repeat. We will not accept Hamas's cynical use of hospitals to hide their terror infrastructures. Hamas exploitation of hospital must come